Think about it. Every time you open a web browser, you are using one of the most powerful tools ever created. But how much do you really know about the browser that you use every day? Have you ever stopped to think, how do these browsers actually work? How do they take lines of code and transform into the website you see? It's not just magic, it's a fascinating blend of complex processes happening in the blink of an eye. Did you know that at one point Internet Explorer controlled 95% of the browser market? Google Chrome, the browser you are probably using right now, was only launched in 2008 and now it has about 65% of the market share. Your browser tracks almost everything you do online, which is why Firefox and Brave are becoming popular for privacy. This video is all about the working of a browser. So if you are aiming to become a skilled web developer and to create optimized websites, this video is a must watch. Let's take a closer look at the key components of a web browser. Each part plays a crucial role in delivering the website you visit every day. The components are the user interface, the browser engine, the rendering engine, networking, UI backend, JavaScript interpreter, and lastly, data persistence. We'll see how every part of the browser architecture work together to load and display a web page from the moment you enter a URL to the final render on your screen. The user interface is where you interact with the browser. It involves the address bar, back and forward buttons, bookmarking options, and refresh and stop buttons. These elements make up the user interface, giving you control over your browsing experience. With the help of the user interface, I typed google.com into the address bar. So the user interface is where users directly interact with the browser to request websites and access various features. Each browser has a browser engine under the hood. It works as a bridge between the user interface and the rendering engine. The browser engine tells the rendering engine what to display based on the input it gets from the user interface. In simple terms, the browser engine acts as a middleman between the user interface and the rendering engine, while the main task of transforming code into visuals on your screen is handled by the rendering engine. The browser engine processes the user's input such as clicking a button or typing a URL and passes these instructions to the rendering engine. Different browsers use different browser engines such as WebKit in Safari, Gecko in Firefox, Blink in Google Chrome. All these engines are written in C++. Before the browser can show you a web page, it first needs to gather all the necessary resources like the HTML, CSS, images, and scripts. This is handled by the networking component. The networking component is responsible for making requests to the server and fetching the data the browser needs to load a web page. When you enter a URL or click a link, the browser sends a request to the server and the networking component retrieves the resources. Once everything is collected, the rendering process can begin. Without this step, the browser wouldn't have the raw materials it needs to build and display the web page. Welcome to the heart of this video, the rendering engine. This component is crucial because it turns raw code into the visuals you see on your screen. The rendering engine will start getting the contents of the requested website with the help of the networking component. Once the rendering engine has the content, it begins processing it. The first step in this process is parsing. Parsing is a crucial step in how the rendering engine processes a web page. The browser doesn't understand HTML and CSS directly. It's like trying to read a language it doesn't speak. So the rendering engine parses them, which means it translates the raw code into something the browser can understand. Now let's talk about how parsing works. The rendering engine starts the process using something called the tokenization algorithm. So this algorithm breaks down the raw HTML into smaller pieces called tokens that the browser can understand. This job is done by the tokenizer, which acts like a translator, making the HTML easier to process, and this whole process is known as parsing. Now that we have broken down the HTML into tokens, the next step is to build the web page structure using these tokens. This is where the tree construction algorithm comes into play. This algorithm takes the tokens from the previous step and builds a structured map of the web page, ensuring everything is in the right place. And this structured map is called DOM tree or document object model tree. But the DOM tree is only one part of the process. While the DOM tree organizes the HTML structure, the CSS also need to be processed. This is where the CSS OM tree comes in. The CSS OM tree or CSS object model tree is built in parallel with the DOM tree. It takes all the CSS rules applied to the web page and organizes them into a tree-like structure, just like the DOM tree. Now that we have both the DOM tree and CSS OM tree, the browser needs to merge them to actually display the web page. This is where the render tree comes into play. The render tree is a combination of the DOM and CSS OM tree. It's like the final blueprint that the browser uses to draw the web page on your screen. But here is a key difference. While the DOM tree represents all the content of the web page, the render tree focuses only on the elements that are visible to the user. Let's see how it goes. The first thing the browser does is to go through the DOM tree and CSS OM tree to figure out which elements are actually visible. For example, if you have an element with display none in your CSS, that element won't appear in the render tree because it's not meant to be shown on the page. Now that we have built the render tree, the browser is ready to start displaying everything on the screen. But before it can do that, it needs to figure out where each element should appear. This process is called layout. During the layout process, the browser calculates the exact position and size of each element on the screen. The browser needs to know exactly where to place each element so that everything fits perfectly. Once the layout process is done, the browser knows exactly where every element should be placed. But we are still not done. After the layout process is calculated, the browser moves on to painting. This is where the browser actually draws the content of the web page on the screen. Here's how it works step by step. The browser starts from the root of the render tree and paints each visible element one by one. The sequence in which browser paints element is important. First, the background color of element is painted. If element has a background image, it gets painted next. Then the borders are drawn around the element. After that, the browser moves on painting any child elements. Finally, if element has an outline, it gets painted last. The final step in this process is where the rendering engine hands over the painted content to the UI backend. It works with the operating system to display the web page using system-level graphics APIs. The JavaScript engine. The JavaScript engine is responsible for parsing and executing all the JavaScript code you write. It's what makes website interactive. Every browser comes with its own JavaScript engine. For example, V8 is used by Chrome, Nitro by Safari, Chakra by Internet Explorer. The engine takes care of processing all user interactions with the web page, executing the JavaScript code, and passing the results to the rendering engine to update the web page as needed. JavaScript engines are highly optimized and complex, so I'll be covering this separately in another video. Another important part of browser's architecture is data persistence. This component helps the browser store data locally on your device. Things like cookies, local storage, and cache are the example of this. When you visit a website, the browser can store small bits of information like login details or site preferences. So the next time you visit, it loads faster and remembers your settings.